Hey, church family, thanks for joining us today's Daily Connection video as we continue to talk about Jesus being a light in the darkness and how you and I can also be a light in the darkness to a lost and dying world. And so today we're going to look at just half of a verse in Matthew chapter 5, looking at verse 16. It says, in the same way, let your light shine before others. Now, Brother Brent is going to cover that second part. But that first part, in the same way, let your light shine before others, is it's a modifier to verse 4 where it says, 15, that says, no one lights a lamp and puts it under a basket, but rather on a lampstand. It gives light for all who are in the house. So he says, so in the same way, let your light shine before others. And so what Jesus is trying to say is we should not hide who we are in Christ. We should not hide our faith. And that seems, verbally that seems like a silly statement, but if we really begin to think about our day-to-day interactions, we can look and find moments where it's very uncomfortable to talk about our faith or to admit our faith, where maybe sometimes people are silent about their faith because of the circumstances and how it could bring different issues. And so Jesus is calling us, no matter those circumstances, that just like he says, no one hides a light or puts it under a lampstand, right? No one hides a light, but they put it up on a lampstand. He is saying in the same way that we should not hide the light of Jesus within us, that people should be able to see and know who we are. We should be known in our community as Christians. When people think of you, they should think of you, the mom who is a Christian, the dad who is a Christian, right? The teacher who is a Christian, the engineer at Ingalls who is a Christian. People should think of you and immediately associate your faith with who you are. And that brings up some really big questions. One, do people associate you with your faith? Or do they associate you with something else? And I would just say, and I don't want to stomp on toes or jump in too deep here, but I would just say that if and I think you know the answer to that question, but if as you think about the answer to that question, you find that people don't know you for your faith, they know you for something else, can I just encourage you, let's make some changes so that people know you for your faith. And as you begin to make those changes, I think you'll find that spiritually in yourself, you'll begin to grow. Because you're making your life about Christ and not about yourself or your job or whatever else it may be, right? So people need to know us because of our faith. Now, one of the ways that we can do that is with our good works. I don't want to go off too deep into that because I know that Brother Brent is going to talk about that tomorrow. But Jesus was a prime example of that. Jesus healed the blind. He healed the sick. He healed those who had leprosy. He fed the hungry. Jesus preached the gospel to people even whenever he knew his message would be rejected. Jesus let his light shine with actions to people that was very clear. What actions, what good works do you have that shine the light of Jesus Christ to the world around you? Do you and your family do things together that show people that you love Jesus, right? Do you personally do things that show others that you love Jesus? There are many ways to let your light shine. That is one way to let your light shine. And the reality is that as you begin to serve the lost and dying world around you, you're really following in the steps of Jesus. As Jesus shined the light of the gospel, he did that oftentimes by offering some service to other people so that they would listen to his message, to build credibility with them. And in the same way, we should do that. We should serve others, love others, with the sole purpose of building credibility so we can point them to the gospel. Our author gives us a couple of questions that we can look at. The first says, how would you define good works? How would you define that? And then the second question, how do our good works point others to Jesus? And so again, I would just reiterate here, our good works point others to Jesus whenever we use those good works to tell them about Jesus, right? Doing good things without telling people about Jesus is just philanthropy, right? It's just being a nice person, but it's not being a Christian. No, we do good things for others, and then we tell them why. We tell them because it is the love of Jesus who has changed your life that you want to help change theirs. Church family, I hope that you will look for opportunities to do just that during this Christmas season. And as you do that, we want you to know that we love you and we're praying for you.